white instead of black. But Caucasians still talk shit behind my back. Would I jack, pack a pistol, or ever sell crack? Attack an enemy, or walk laps around the track? How would I act if one time cut me extra slack? Would I still blow my dough or be disciplined and stack? I wonder, what type of roof would I live under? My moms and pops together or my family asunder? Most likely, be close to the ones that's most likely. Spiky flat tops that dislike Spike Lee. The fact of the matter, the blacker the batter. The fatter the penis with that yak in the bladder. Would I be humble or still wild and ready to rumble? Crumble chronic and guzzle yak till I stumble. If an if was a fifth, I could knock it down swift. And that ain't an if or a myth. But what if, what if? What if Pops would've never copped that house for sale, and instead bought one with a Damu's dwell? I can tell, I just know myself too well. I be still banged out, giving keyways hell. When I fail with the big homies coming post bail. And Michelle, will she still be in the Norvell or my mail? Would I still prevail in them shootouts and love to smell the discharged shells? I bet I'd still be a ride on the set. Squabbing, can't stand to see the homies on the wet. Whacked out, looped up so much he black out. Would I ride in a county jail ride or track out? Hit the blood module or walk the main line? Claim mine with tattoos, throwing up gang signs. What if Pac would've never fell in love with a Glock? Would we still had these thugs that bang from no block? What if? What if Eve would've never been deceived? Would we still rob and kill, fornicate and thieve? I believe it'd be perfect with no purpose to grieve. Some say that I'm a dreamer and a little bit naive. What if I didn't have such a gorgeous gift? Would I have to lift boxes on the graveyard shift? Would the war be so wicked with war? Would niggas get to hang that couldn't kick it before? Would Bin Laden had a been rotten? Still hot and plotting, Armageddon on this modern day sodden? Not in a million years could we predict the pleasure. If a man didn't think with his dick, perhaps we'd be living in a world without straps, claps and kidnaps, no gangster raps. And that's the only thing that make me think twice about if being switched, cause I do it so nice. What if? Nigga don't control none of this shit. That's what if though. I've been through a few storms, but I always knew Emmanuel would see me through. He always do. It get more hard to cry every day go by. I ain't gon' lie, that's why I stay so high. I'm an artist, working at perfecting his pictures, drinking liquor when I should be searching the scriptures. I keep a lone chrome, I ain't trying to get my dome blown while I get my dome blown. I was homegrown, mama may have and papa may got, but I'm a man, I can't just stay at they spot. You sitting on your ass, saying you wishing you had it. I'm at my kid's school paying tuition. They say it take a village to raise them from a knee high, or drop them off and let them go live with Eli. Put food on the table, I ain't looking for help. I can bring home the bacon and cook it myself.
Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. God bless the child that can hold his own.
On top of all the worries that she already carried, Mom's had me by a man that was already married. That's the circumstances into which I fell. Father Abraham ain't lived with Ishmael. Keep my balance through the troubles I challenge. Such a faithful steward, always gotta double my talents. That's why I go so hard to see my whole 9 yards. Lost time, the low did more than 4 behind bars. I said it, I did it. I'm breaded, I get it, I'm with it. I'm a prophet, they just scared to admit it. I was born alone to die alone. I get high alone, and ain't nothing like your own when you buy a home. Rolling Stone might see me in Miami. No Grammy, but I'm eating and feeding my family. Made a mess. Seen so many die for less, you call it luck. Why can't it just be I'm blessed?
Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own.
Can God bless a young nigga when he's obsessed with making money and murder in the process? I confess I'm dirty and dishonest. Listen to my flesh and ignore my conscience. The way I was raised ain't nothing like I am these days. 10 years ago they said I was going through a phase, but amazed a nigga ain't changed his ways. I still smokes and drinks and thanks to crime pays. The lust of the flesh got me brushing with death. I hustle too much to ever suffer the stress of being broke. I'm banged out. Fuck trying to hang out, slang out the back door. I smoking my brains out, accustomed to busting. Put trust into nothing but dollars and cents with dishonest attempts to make more and take more. Make no mistakes though, I'm sick in the head and I lick for the bread.
Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own. Was born alone to die alone, cause I'm homegrown. God bless the child that can hold his own.
Getting hard trying to live in this land, Lord. I'm sick of paying rent, I wanna be the landlord. Not too many children in my section 8 last night. Lights out, they on section 8. We get constipated from that government cheese. Paying taxes, steady get a government cheese. Don't nothing change no matter who we vote for. So why waste time even going to try to vote for? When you grind so hard, you supposed to see profit. Why we so broke? We supposed to be prophets. We never had a choice on coming to America. I feel something real bad is coming to America. I don't write the mayor, they say I got a right to, but I don't even know where a nigga supposed to write to. I keep my chest up and head to the sky until the day I burn or head to the sky.
Good days, and there was many bad days. Lord, I've had hills to climb and sleepless nights. But when I look around and see what you've done for me, I say thank you, Lord, and I won't complain. Yeah, no.
I'm no devil, I know that I'm God's son, but I still smoke weed with my godson. And even though they say the woman is the backbone, we just wanna see them laying on their backbone. Thumb through the word, but you know what's confusing? Between the experts, it's so much confusion. I want it all, for all that I care about. I want a ball, that's all that I care about. Travel 50 states, broke 48 laws. Ran across a book called 48 Laws. Some say it's bad, some say it's a good book. I say it ain't got nothing on the good book. I ain't tripping on going to the motherland. On the other hand, I like to buy my motherland. What price can we all get peaceful? Stay at war and swear that we peaceful.
Many good days and bad days. I've had some hills to climb and Lord, sleepless nights. When I look around and see what you've done for me, I say thank you, Lord. I won't complain.
What's wrong? Can't we all get along? Wanna buy a home, but can't get along. I'm trying to stay focused and write the right rhymes, cause these days everybody write rhymes. Uncle went to the rehab, hooked on morphine. It seems he came out even more fiend. Don't wanna see cuz die or blood bleed. We all lose every time black blood bleed. Holla Hail Mary, a life light no candle, but I'm still trying to handle what I can do. I go hard for what I need, so it's ample. Watch me, you won't need no example. Crucial situation, my life in a crisis. Need to trade my life in for crisis. Please forgive me for what I did last night. I don't know, this might be my last night.
Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
I'm here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga. Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
You are now in the black box with the homie Spider Low, the most eastiest. Facts over feelings, keeping it a Google Plex. Feel my campaign.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
I can't think without a whole zone. It's almost gone, but don't think about the old zone. I ain't ate all day, but I'm so blown. Tell the DJ to throw on a slow song. My life is what the po-po press for. South Central is so stressful. In the city of the bombest herbs. The only way to low know the calmest nerves. Females say I'm a conceited nothing. No good, only call when in need of something. It's a thin line between the love and the lust. Should never have young cuz in the cuffs. Gotta be cool with them first advances. Working in these uncertain circumstances. Fake ballin' had you broke with a buzz. Pump your brakes, come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us.
Come on.
Come smoke one with us.
Come on.
And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. I get high as the heights that I'm reaching to. Put a few in the air for Big Meech and Blue. Grind hard through the middle of the night. Shit, I might see a little of the light. I never sleep, barely get some rest. I swallow my blood before I hit some stress. Roscoe's on the east, a hit to west for jacks. Pockets fat, I just hit for racks. Yeah, that's where I can get some clothes at too. It's already 1 and it close at 2. Fast lane, ballin' out, racing the range. Game gangbanger, all about chasing the change. I'm icy, judge and the jury ain't trying to see the judge and the jury. Eastie represent the E&S, but I still Baymac like BMF. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us.
Come on.
And we can get high, y'all. Never know
When we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Listen, come. Hey, look. Get money every day like it's no thing. Buy a zone of that cushion, smoke the whole thing. Rolled up deuces, carry 4-5. Off a half a gram of kush, but we so high. South Central where they murder with no alibi. Do walk-ups and don't respect drive-bys. We some young killers, still some fly guys. Neighborhood near Bustle and SPI. We rich roller coaster cribbing, that's our lifestyle. And that explains why my neck and wrist iced out. Smoke big blunts, and ride luxury. A nigga beat his bitch up cause she was fucking me. And then I beat the pussy up and told her it'll be alright, just tell me every time he mention me. Yeah, and that's just how it's meant to be. It's an in-hood thing, it's lost in after century. Yeah.
and we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
If I must say so myself, it sure is a blessing to meet here this morning and blow us a session on my mama. That's crazy. I just noticed another depth to the propheticness of the homie Nip verse right there. That nigga say, South Central, they murder with no alibis, do walk-ups and don't respect drive-bys. I had already tripped on the part about to do the walk-ups and don't respect drive-bys. That already had hit me like, dang, that's chilling. But as odd it is to say, do a murder without alibis, that ain't even no common thing to say. And then a murder without alibi would be a murder that you can't say you was somewhere else because you was caught on camera, pretty much. And that was years and years ago. And that's just deep. It never really, I just caught that right there on my mama. What it do not do on this Money Making Monday morning marathon motivation, black box Baymac activity type day, you digitalize. That's what I was just checking, murder without alibi. Yeah, like, you digitalize, it's like the kind you can't deny. On my mama, Chino up in this thing. I see the Blue Wrench Mob up in here, G-Lou, Megalicious. On my mama, I appreciate everybody that already broke bread. We was just getting started. I seen it lighten up. I think I caught each one and responded in there. Then Shaniqua, she hit the cash out. So, capricious, governed or characterized by caprice or caprice, impulsive, unpredictable. That boy Buck Jenner named this album Compulsive. I guess he feels like he's capricious at the same time. That remind me of that, what's that little drink with the polka dots on it? CAPRICIOUS. That's what that word reminded me of. Miss Stewart, what's happening? I don't know what you was talking about, Raymond. Threw me off. I see Big Pop up in here, though. Yeah, way ahead of his time. And then really on some prophetic, like, you say that, and then I don't think nobody's really let it settle in how deep it is that the album, he so tediously put together right before he passed was called the Victory Lap. Like, the Victory Lap, as much as his whole thing was a marathon, and then he was alive but preparing a Victory Lap right before he, that's chilling. Like, if you really let that just settle in, I think as time goes on and the more we analyze it, I think it's going to even be more revealed, because if you look at a lot of the videos that he was shooting, a lot of the peaceful over the water, and he just had this mood of somberness to his whole movement. On my mama. Top of the Apex 420, you already know what we doing around here. What y'all know about the power of a people coming together to push a line and make something happen. I don't know if y'all was aware or not, but Netflix had put out a project that didn't sit well with the Haitian people. It was describing them in a way that they didn't appreciate, and like I don't know if y'all know, but there's a time in history where the Haitians are known for being the only people to actually revolt against white supremacy as a nation and actually win. From my understanding, I'm not a history buff, but at the time when they revolted against the French army, they sent them running with their tail tucked, and they had to regroup and get with some more European-based armies, and they gathered together and doubled back on them, and then they've been doubling back on them, political warfare and all type of things ever since. But I'm gonna want to read what this says here. It says, the streaming service Netflix on Saturday removed the 9th episode of its History 101 documentary series after it provoked angry protests from Haitian Americans who launched a social media, email, and telephone campaign to get the episode pulled. The series, entitled AIDS, retraced the history of the disease from Africa to the United States and placed Haiti at the center of the epidemic. That framing immediately sparked outrage and a petition campaign on Instagram, Twitter, which caught the attention of some of the Haitian American community's top influencers. The biggest issues are irresponsible framing in regards to black communities worldwide and the inclusion of misinformation. Telling a story, then you should be responsible, Tima said. With everything going on right now, with blacks trying to make sure our story is told correctly, the last thing we need is to be re-stigmatized on a topic we fought hard and spent years protesting to clear our name on. For any company to release a misinformed documentary on a subject that stigmatizes a whole group of people and country and make no mention of the marches, the science that refuted it, is just irresponsible, she added. So this caught my eye because, you know, I stand united with the Haitians as black people, period. But we as black Americans just recently dealing with our own immediate trauma in America tried to do something that was effective, similar to that. It didn't take a long time they didn't do it all loud on social media platforms. They got the message out that we pulling out. They pulled out, canceled their subscriptions in grows by numbers. Netflix felt the pain and then therefore reacted, meeting the demands of snatching the content down. But we was just trying to black out the other day, and I saw people on social media not participating, posting random things on there that definitely didn't have any dire consequence to them, where they definitely, apparently, obviously could have waited. And it's like, I mean, you know, we're not going to publicly call for massive individuals to go out and do some type of physical motion or action or damage to anyone. So if you want to make some type of effect, as a collective, we're going to have to sacrifice something. And some of the most simple sacrifices, like, I mean, I'm sure some of these people appreciate Netflix just as much as any other person. It's not like they were just eager to throw away their Netflix. But at the drop of a dime, snap of a finger, they had a huddle and they executed a play. And you know what I'm noticing? When it's time to lay it all on the line for a cause, it seems like the less people have, the quicker they are to band together and unify for a greater cause. when you're dealing with a group of people who have so much and have gotten so comfortable, when it's time to make some of these same decisions, they get real rational and not realizing that the cause that we're supposed to be pushing for, not the personal cause, the cause on behalf of others that look like us, when they ready to go all in, it's on you to be able to sacrifice and go all in too, because it's not, oh no, I have and I'm good now. It's about the numbers, the multitude we don't have. And that's what we got to remember. I want to salute the Haitians, our brothers over there, because they have a history of fighting and winning. And that's not something that's publicized in the history books. We think every time people of our color went up against people of the opposite color in war and political situations, it's always promoted that we lost, but that's not the truth. It's not the truth. I challenge myself right now and challenge us as well to get more familiar with our history, our collective history. We know now definitely that we were served short by the American education system when it comes to our history. We know they didn't give us a 1 out of a 10. We got less than a 1% of what was available for us to understand about ourselves. And it's crazy to see like white experts on the internet speaking toward some of these facts. Oh, my mama. That boy Terry Crews, man, I don't know what to think about this dude, though. Oh, God, he be like, get all them big old muscles for nothing, man. I don't know why he want to speak up on something so important right now when we know he don't know when to fight. He has no natural instinct of survival of when to defend himself, even though he on all them protein shakes, perhaps steroids and whatever else it is. He'll let a man touch him on the genitals and he don't fight then. So nowhere in the world you can be a voice of firmness or a warrior in this in a time like this. But this is what he got to say. Any black person who calls me a coon or Uncle Tom for promoting equality is a black supremacist, because they have determined who's black and who is not. I've learned that people will take anything you say and twist it for their evil, for their own evil, anything. Kevin Powell responded, Terry, with all due respect, given your platform, you cannot just post something like that, even remotely suggest that black people will fall into black supremacy if we battle white supremacy without white people. Bro, this dude, black, people was tripping, man. What happened to like just not saying nothing? Black supremacist? I might be naive, slow, but that's the first time I've ever heard that term in my life. And it's offered up by a so-called black. Now there's a counter term to oppose white supremacists. And Terry Crews introduced it. I don't get it. Are y'all like familiar with the back and forth? What was he defending himself against something else he had said on the subject? I mean, you know, I was just noticing. I don't know if it's because I clicked on so many or just because it's that time of what's going on. But it's a lot of like old Malcolm X and Huey P. Newton clips and other like clips from our history and things we went through and things that we've been speaking on. And I know it's a picture from like the 50s, 40s, 30s, and it's like some black ladies holding a sign that say, "Please stop the police killing." And it just make me, it flashed to what Candace Owens was saying about the police racially motivated police killings are a myth. And it was people protesting against this in our grandparents' day. I wonder if it was a myth back then. Yeah, now you know when you think about Terry Crews and that Tupac movie, good looking, Corey, while HQ said her thing ain't working. You're going to have to figure yours out. Yeah, like when you see Terry Crews in that movie lusting over Tupac doing that so well, and then being fondled by a European man who I know is not nowhere near physically comparable to him in stature, and your reason being because you're not knowing how it's going to affect you financially in the future. You are over-compromised, bro. You won't stand for anything, not even your own sexual safety. So we are not interested in what you have to say when it comes to subjects of integrity. Okay, you in Cash App, I'll take it like that, HQ. Oh, my mama, because if you do it in the super chat, they gon' take their little issue up out of it, and I gotta wait to get it. So I like it like that anyway. On my mama, and I'm taking it right now, so Genesis don't get it. You know, she a minor, so for her to be able to have a debit card and all that with access, I let her hold my Cash App card. So we maneuver this thing together. Even when she get her own little money, she do hair and all that, she'll get it on there. So we both get the notification. So, you know, every now and then if I leave it on there too long, she gonna start feeling like it's hers. So, good looking, dog. But yeah, I don't know about tripping on what Terry Crews talking about, man. I ain't just trying to get on him. The homie had broke bread on this Day Uno thing, though, so we finna get to that. I ain't forgot about you, my nut. I appreciate you. I hope you still up in here, because I did forget to keep it to Google. I would have played it a little earlier. I hope you still up in here, Day Uno. VJ Keyway says so.
That's my Day Uno. Only me and him in his two-door Benz. That's my bro. We don't call each other friends. Day Uno. Even ride with me to the end. Even let me have the last shot at him. That's my Day Uno. We stay cracking. And when I die, he one of the niggas carrying my casket. Gang bang active. Really with the shit, stay banged up. My day one ain't never changed up. That's my Day Uno.
Niggas know air since Day Uno. For rare recitors, and I'ma say puto. And I mean that with all due disrespect to the ops off tops if you diss the set. It's man though, I go half on the sack with him. Double back on foot with the Mac with him. Cognac, that's what my joint drank, period. I done seen him do it point blank. Neighborhood for death though, EC on mine. Every time, still get my nigga 3 up high. When it's cracking, he usually a trip before me in 03 introduced me to Nip. Got a lot of politics between the two turfs. Choose to keep it mafia like Blue Smurf. Half the time, I don't even like her. But I ain't never met a nigga like
That's my Day Uno. Only me and him in his two-door Benz. That's my bro. We don't call each other friends. Day Uno. Even ride with me to the end. Even let me have the last shot at him. That's my Day Uno. We stay cracking. And when I die, he one of the niggas carrying my casket. Gang bang active. Really with the shit, stay banged up. My day one ain't never changed up. That's my Day Uno. So when it come to dying, it ain't nothing. Killing ain't shit either. Enemies know we stay hunting. We know it's wrong, but we love it. Where you wanna take it? We in the streets. We don't mind a little confrontation. Whole lot of gunplay with me and my low. I'm talking pistol with the scopes when we out on patrol. Hunting for domes. My low was a fool when he get it in. Pull up on him like cuz, let's slide it and getting in. Lil Mac down, my bro. Ain't gotta prove a point. It's facts over feelings in my SPI voice. M's be the logo. That's my Day Uno. We ain't friends. It's only me and cuz in this Benz. Like identical twins. We on that same shit. Day Unos. Them be the niggas that I bang with. A lot of politics between both gangs, it is what it is. The homies live the game. That's my Day Uno. Only me and him in his two-door Benz. That's my bro. We don't call each other friends. Day Uno. Even ride with me to the end. Even let me have the last shot at him. That's my Day Uno. We stay cracking. And when I die, he one of the niggas carrying my casket. Gang bang active. Really with the shit, stay banged up. My day one ain't never changed up. That's my Day Uno.
Megalicious, good looking. Roman Stewart, good looking. I seen that Cash App too, my not. Yeah, that's that day uno for the homie mayor. He had lit it up for that on Goddard though. Like, I was out there, boots on the ground yesterday. Like, it felt good to be amongst the people. Feeling that energy of just not giving a bunch of strangers, all different, especially out here. This is something that we don't get to enjoy too often, where you know it better not go down, or it's not really a bet not go down, it's just not gonna go down. It's just people from all sides of the city, others as well, like, you know, non-blacks, but people that affiliated with this street stuff, and it ain't no issue. Where you from, what we doing, we out here together, united voice. Excuse me. We seen it around the world. I couldn't imagine. You know what else we witnessing behind all this right now? I think somebody that somewhat muzzled y'all president, cause from that looting start, shooting start, from that statement, I ain't heard much rhetoric that goes along with that since they didn't told them. Like, the whole world is reacting. This is something I saw in New Zealand right here on my mama. This gave me chills, but after seeing this, let me see. That's how they doing it in other countries, right? So I was extremely impressed by seeing it. Like, they not tearing nothing up and none of that. Like, they out in the streets, boots on the ground, but not all together in a whole other country. And then your president must use this opportunity to say the looting stuff, the shooting stuff. You could have just left that out of the commentary, but when you're protesting violence against citizens by the system in a country, and then your response, you have very little to say on the subject, and that quick you're talking about more violence against the citizens. Someone needs to silence you. This Hollywood, y'all. I didn't make it this far. This is a whole nother march, but this Hollywood. And that is a beautiful sight to see on my mama and me. I never like. And so can you imagine? That's a peaceful protest, all them people out there like that, because Black Lives Matter. But then, can you imagine? Because of that, that's humanity. And you know how hard it is to contain that amount of humanity without any damage being done. So just by simple cause and effect, numbers, that many people being mobilized, there is some amount of damage to be done just by normal. And looting is typically a part of it, whether we like it or not. And somehow the president thought it'd be wise to say, when the looting start, the shooting start. You know how likely it is that looting is going to take place, and then you know statistically whether it's true or not. Stereotypically, you know who they want to say is going to be responsible for the looting. Just try this. Every time there's looting, one of these type of situations, the first thing you hear them say, why are you tearing down your own stuff? So that's who the looters are in their mind. And you know who they say are tearing down, burning down their own community, so we don't have nothing. So when the looting start, the shooting start, you know who they talking about, some shooting at. I'll shoot some cans. Mexicans, Africans, primarily Africans. But I see some of the Mexicans out there running with them, and they so can get it too. Oh, my mama. That's how your boy feel about it. He buck wild. I think the non-presidential side has finally become so evident that we know he don't know what he doing. It was a cakewalk at first. He was slipping, sliding, dodging punches, all kind of scandals. It wasn't no big deal. But now, yeah, he taking them Tums and Rolaids and all that, Alka-Seltzers and all that. It ain't no fun no more. He got a mess on his hand. We don't want to hear nothing no more about Obama or nobody else, bro. You got a mess on your hands, on your watch. I won't complain and say, feel so we ain't have a choice on coming to America. Feel something real bad is coming to America. Oh, my mama, I can't say it has finally gotten here, but it's like America has been weighed in the balances and found wanting. They say Trump done built the extra wall, some more extra defense within the White House for his personal safety. If that's not the most cowardly presidential announcement I can remember hearing, if this is the same White House that has not had this structure or this portion of protection provided to that other president, how all of a sudden does he feel it warrants an upgrade to the construction to an add-on for him to get saved? What is he scared of? What does he think? You know what? I'm telling you, y'all don't realize. They got people on their team that's doing the statistics on every possible occurrence based on the current status and scenario of events and everything. And they got people that's saying, okay, the COVID, Marbury, they counting and seeing how many people coming out the streets worldwide, and they letting Trump know there's a such and such percent likelihood that there can be an attempt on your life based on the current conditions, the things that were happening throughout history when other presidents had attacks on their lives. I think the numbers say you're a likely candidate. It hasn't happened in a while. And, you know, things get more radical and more extreme as time go by, it seems, even though you think you got society whooped. And you see how many people are out crying with conversation like looting and shooting. Could you imagine what the next, oh, my mama, what the next wave would look like? I refuse to play this music because I imagine it'll be a copyright anyway, but we gonna get a look at it. It's crazy because this is like a traditional song, man, that like anybody that really been in the struggle, you know what I'm saying, they can relate to the things that I did. Got me thinking like, why the fuck I did that? Got me wishing that I could take it all back. Fighting with these demons, barely even eating, barely even sleeping. This shit got me tweaking. Fighting with my lawyers, for better off. Just wanna see my daughter. Stare at the person, your ears like kind of turn to him, like your eye dead down or something. But the way he's looking at him, his face from the leg. Now, I'm not saying I never looked at Akon just like nobody that represents G, but you cannot help but thought that he would be anti-rap with the Styles P, Old, a few other records on that level that he had. I think him and Curtisha had like a real like thuggery type record and all that. It's like, damn, is it that deep? Is it that serious? What is his motivation to support the rat to that extent? You hear him doing all these supposedly amazing things for Africa and on behalf of people, you know, that look like us. And here it is, a dude who is a double agent for the feds and just crossed up a whole lot of dudes like us, got them locked up. And this is a song typically, like everybody else that did time since Locked Up was originally released. That song that either came on while you was down or when you got out, you done reflected on that song. And it's like you could relate to it because of the time you did, or you probably hadn't even returned to jail since the song had came out. Maybe when the song came out, all your jail days had been behind you. But you can relate to that record just based on your experience. And for the real ones, it definitely, I mean, you know, it's a whole lot of rats that know the record that been in jail too. But we never would imagine now the record would be dedicated to a rat I can't imagine what how honest is he gonna be on that thing. I heard the little singing he was doing on there. He was saying somebody locked up, want to see his kid, can't believe what he did. But I ain't hear him say nothing about no ratting. But now Akon is supporting a non-black that was an agent for the feds and got a whole lot of blacks locked up. So I don't understand. It seems like that's counterproductive toward his whole little movement of doing all these major things on behalf of people that look like us. That don't really, that don't sit right for me. And then to taint such a legendary record, man, with the lace front to coochie. What are your real motives, Akon? The way you was looking at him and kind of like bucking, or I don't know what you would call that, just bobbing or gyrating, or I don't know if there was any lust involved, but you done lost focus, bro. You done lost focus. You supporting a person that was fully participating in all the bull on my mama. And when it got funky, regardless, the game was funky before he jumped in it. He sold his soul, and that you throwing him on that record, you done tainted the whole legacy of that record on my mama. At work, tapping in, salute, SPI, Google Gang, stay dangerous, good looking, RLJ, appreciate you on everything. That's what it is, Chino. Yeah, he's a civilian, but that record is still a record that had, I mean, I know, it's just Hollywood. I know, let me cut it out. They just making music. I guess Akon couldn't resist the temptation to just make music with the devil. Yeah, I wonder how Styles P feel about that. No, I think it was Styles P featuring on Akon. I think it was Akon featuring Styles P, not the other way around. Either way, but I know the image that Styles P brought to the industry and the reputation we know him to have is nothing like what we know of Takuchi. So regardless if it was his record originally, he helped establish his legacy on that record. I know Styles P don't appreciate Akon letting the boy taint the whole get down like that. Whether he really upset about it or feel like it's his business to do something about it, that's another thing. Or even speak on it. But I know he can't bump it like he would have bumped the remix if Takuchi didn't find himself in that situation. Just imagine. I mean, I ain't gonna even judge him by what, I wasn't rocking with him just through his whole image, his whole get down, his whole approach. It's not my type thing. And I don't know, Styles P probably would have overlooked all that if it would have been a big hit. He might even been tapped into the residual side. And I'm not saying he would, but he just may have not been as offended. I know he offended now. I bet you won't catch him bumping that thing. Oh, mama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he said, Styles P already spoke on it. He said he got real. I figured that. Yeah, I figured he wasn't really tripping. But at least you see in the whole process, he described it as not real. You feel me? If it wasn't all the situation attached to it, I bet you that would be considered something real to pay attention to. So without trying to be all messy, he done made his statement. I know he just ain't trying to get all involved up in that he say about Takuchi. But his name was gonna come up when they talked about that though. But shout out to Styles P. They call him SP. A lot of people call me SP, so that always was something I was aware of. On my mama. A lot of times why I made sure I went all the way with the I. Some people call me P.I. That's in the set though. Oh my mama. Yeah, I wouldn't either, but you know, a lot of people would. Detroit up in the building. Shout out to Detroit. This is what I felt good being out there amongst the people doing as we was demonstrating. And I've been trying to get this out here with wild demonstrations, the politic EP. We put down a demo. I don't know if y'all really ever got the memo.
Short fuse with the long clip. Think I'ma slip, you fucking with the wrong crib. End of the road, part of the journey. Get up off that gurney, gotta call the attorney. Time is money, mine kinda expensive. You can find me minding my business. Love blind, I see y'all hate me. Sleep with one eye open, heat off safety. Smoking medicated dope in my own lane. Sophisticated scope with the long aim. On one, out here hitting corners. On us, better act like you know, cuz I'm in a function by myself with number some stuffed inside my belt. Same old loc with a bit more money. So run me my dough and get demo dummy on
Demonstrations. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby. Rich blood, strip club, the bitch hugging me, talking about she loving the thug. Getting me all in the club with the snub with me. Yeah, she heard about the dick and I got drugs in me. Ooh. Cold nigga, turn the bitch a go get it. Ain't gon' leave here a square, return a hoe nigga. Go Willa, front line PI dope dealer. Bottom line, I'm a figure rope nigga. I can see this shit. Burner on my hip, it's never in the whip. Real gangbangers know the manuscript. Got my eye on the homies and I watch the crib. Heavy on my tip, cause niggas is pushing politics. And Dimmer Lane is my affiliation. Let a nigga play the day, I got the situation. I leave a pussy bleed like administration. Stretch a nigga like a limo, give a demonstration. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby.
Okay, I guess I must have missed the memo. But since I'm here, might as well give a demo. Doctor say, suck to something with my mental. Cause every gunshot sounds like an instrumental. I blow blunts till I'm bronchitis. Tell her put your mouth on the bitch but don't bite it. If I put it in the bag, niggas gon' buy it. Any coast to the streets, then I'm gon' buy it. That from day one, I ain't have to get quartered on. Squeeze you with the needle, we shots like cortisone. So by the cortisone. Watch killers turn snitch and hurt my cortisone. I went to war for any penny they was shorted on. Even they steaks off the place that they snorted on. Reported on by some niggas I supported. Got wiretaps and pics, same phone they recorded on.
Demonstrations. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby.
Oh my mama, brother, shout out Fast Night, Big Newton, Pipe the Snipe, Piper, no rags, no tattoos. I'm not. G5 on the beat. For those that don't know, excuse me. For those that don't know, that's on the Politicking EP. Politicking EP is available on all digital platforms. Hey, how many you say SPI, all my people love the Trina section. No lie, they love it. She tripped. Trina played herself. Trying to call somebody animals like that's a derogatory term when she made her whole claim on being the baddest, filthiest female animal known to man. Knock it off. You can't insult nobody by using the word animal, you animal. A four-legged animal that would do anything when it's in heat. That's what you claim to be. Hush up. You got me back on that. Oh, I'm tripping. Hey, the Blood and Cuz Show live. Shouts out to the Blood and Cuz Show. Okay, 5 for the demonstration. That sound like, if that's the name of your show, demonstration could be like a theme. A theme song. my mama. Akon is against the hood. Akon think American ghettos got it too good. Listen to the Akon interviews. I will not listen to his interviews. Sometimes if I'm quiet, it's because I'm listening to the words being spoken, because I'm always trying to stay on the topics we are talking about. Oh, man, I don't miss you being active in the chat. I don't really pay attention to the chat like that because it distracts me a lot of times because, words just trigger thoughts. So if I had a plan or a pattern of conversation that I intended to approach y'all with, I could go in the comment and see one word that'd trigger me to just scatter to a whole nother light, and it throw me off sometimes. So a lot of times I make sure I get to what I'm trying to get in before I get to. I hate that. That's when y'all see me do that. In my real life, when ain't nobody around, I throw them away. That happened twice to me in the road. I throw that right away. I hate them keep grabbing the same bunk lighter on my mama 3-4 times, and I realized that was the same lighter you had grabbed last time, and it's gonna do you like that. How many of y'all fuck with Mark Wahlberg? I ain't gonna lie. Say less, D-Phil. I ain't gonna lie. Amongst actors, I ain't gonna lie. Mark Wahlberg was someone I appreciate as far as film and production. I kind of liked his selection of content that he chose to work with. It's a wide range of things. It's not like he only deals with this type of movie or that type of movie. He has a wide range of subjects and content that he covered. And he used to be appreciated. Pretty good artist. Started off in hip hop. I remember he was like the rapper, like in a group / boy band / type. And then he flipped it. And it seems to me that he has been us friendly. I'm not no exact expert on all this interaction on subjects that pertain to us. However, his name has come up in the news, and some pretty nasty things being said that he participated in. I'm gonna read a little bit of this to y'all. Y'all can see what y'all think. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Just set some of this backdrop. It says here, Mark Wahlberg, harassment victim, says actor should not be pardoned. Kristen Atwood was among a group of children Wahlberg and his friends attacked with rocks and racial epithets during a field trip in Boston, 1986. A victim of one of Mark Wahlberg's racially motivated attacks as a teenager delinquent in segregated Boston in the 80s insists he shouldn't be granted a pardon for his crimes. Kristen Atwood was among a group of mostly black 4th grade students on a field trip to the beach in '86 when Wahlberg and his white friends began hurling rocks and shouting racial slurs as they chased them down the street. I don't think he should get a pardon, Atwood, now 38 and living in Decatur, Georgia, said in an interview with the Associated Press. I don't really care who he is. It doesn't make him any exception. If you're a racist, you're always going to be a racist. And for him to want to erase it, I just think it's wrong, she said. Mary Belmont, the white teacher who brought the students to the neighborhood beach that day, sees things differently. I believe in forgiveness, she said. He was just a young kid, a punk, in the mean streets of Boston. Wow. Now the streets are mean, but he was just a kid. Wow. He didn't do it specifically because he was a bad kid. He was just a follower doing what the other kids were doing. Pardon him. The 43-year-old former rapper, Calvin Klein model, and Boogie Nights actor wants official forgiveness for a separate, more severe attack in 1988, in which he assaulted 2 Vietnamese men while trying to steal beer. That attack sent one of the men to the hospital and landed Wahlberg in prison. Wahlberg, in a pardon application filed in November and pending before the state parole board, acknowledges he was a teenage delinquent mixed up in drugs, alcohol, and the wrong crowd. He points to his ensuing successful acting career, restaurant ventures, and philanthropic work with troubled youth as evidence he's turned his life around. I have apologized many times, he told Associated Press in December. The first opportunity I had to apologize was right there in court when all the dust had settled and I was getting shackled and taken away and making sure I paid my debt to society and continue to try and do things that make up for the mistakes that I've made. Court documents in '86 attack identified Wahlberg among a group of white boys who harassed the school group as they were leaving Savin Hill Beach in Dorchester, a mixed but segregated Boston neighborhood that had seen racial tensions during the years the city was under court-ordered school integration. The boys chased the black children down the street, hurling rocks and racial slurs, including kill the NIGGERS, until an ambulance driver intervened. Wahlberg was 15 at the time. Atwood still bears a scar from getting hit by a rock. No one was seriously injured, but the attack left one's invisible and indelible scars. I was really scarred. My heart was beating fast. I couldn't believe it was happening. The names, the rocks, the kids chasing, Belmont told Associated Press. Wahlberg and 2 other white youths were issued a civil rights injunction, essentially a stern warning that if they committed another hate crime, they would be sent to jail. Wow. In '88, Wahlberg, then 16, attacked 2 Vietnamese men while trying to steal beer near his Dorchester home. According to the sentencing memorandum, he confronted Dalan, a Vietnamese immigrant, and as he was getting out of his car with 2 cases of beer. Wahlberg called Lam a Vietnamese and beat him over the head with a 5-foot wooden stick until Lam lost consciousness and the rod broke in 2. Wow, Marky Mark, you a fool, ain't you? Documents say Wahlberg ran up to another Vietnamese, Hoa Trinh, and asked for help hiding. After a police cruiser drove past, he punched Trinh in the eye. Later, he made cruel remarks about slant-eyed goops. Wahlberg ultimately was convicted of assault and battery, marijuana possession, and criminal contempt for violating the prior civil rights injunction. Trent declined to be interviewed by Associated Press, and efforts to locate Lam were unsuccessful. All right, that's enough. It's a lot more, but that's enough on Marky Mark. So I hear everybody hollering at cancel. Is he officially canceled? Are you passive forgiving people? I'm through with him. Y'all can choose what y'all gonna do with him. I'm through, bro. That's all I need to hear. I don't believe you cleanse that out of your spirit. So it sounds like he's trying to get like a pardon, get his record expunged or something like that. And the victim is showing up, just like the victims always show up at parole hearings and try to stop an inmate action to getting out. Man, I don't forgive him. I bet you now that you know that, if you go look at his body of work now, even if it's just by exclusion of a decent percentage of our participation, you'll see, yeah, he's one of them. That type of, at 15, 16, yeah, you know what you feel about other people. Yeah. And then that's now how you just came in the rap game and then tried to flip it. Just now I'm looking back at your whole image. It was arrogant. Like, you could be a better nigga than a nigga. Like, that's crazy. Now I see it. Then you just flipped it out of that and you went to kaboom, boom, boom. But, yeah, you don't give a fuck about us or my mama. That's obvious. There's so many of us. Of them that don't. I seen your boy Michael B. Jordan. He was out amongst the people, marching, protesting. It was a large crowd, and he took the mic and he spoke, and I kind of appreciate what he said, because he was like, you know, right now he's reevaluating his whole portfolio as far as every company that he has ties with and affiliation with. If any of them have any affiliation with any type of law enforcement, if they're in the business of getting money with any type of law enforcement, he cutting ties with them. He says the way law enforcement has systematically been oppressive to people that look like him, Anybody that stands united with him is going to have to stand on that side of that issue with him, or he's no longer interested in doing business with them. And I salute that. And that was a very eloquent way of saying, any friend of mine, we going to share the same enemies. One of my favorite Mozzie lines. And I really appreciate him for taking that stand. You know, in Vegas, they having a Blue Lives Matter march today. So right in America, while you think we making so much progress, even on the side of law enforcement, they arrogant and bold enough and disrespectful enough to have a Blue Lives Matter march in Vegas. I'm not sure how official it is, if actual officers are organizing and participating in it, or if it's citizens on behalf of them. But I know if it's not done by the officers, and even if it is, that's like a ticking time bomb. I think that is very irresponsible, very insensitive, and it's insightful at a time like this. Rest in peace to my nigga Blackout. Not really a name that you keep hearing coming up in these subjects, but people don't know how the police done killed the gang of my homies. Ezel 4 was a high profile situation. But beside that, they killed my homie Ron Ron. They killed my homie Lil Slim. Slim had a burner. He was on his stuff. But King Ron Ron didn't have no burner. And his hands was up like this. They shot him in the back. After they was running a sting in the hood. My mama, having people, planting people in the hood to get robbed. Niggas is doing strong arms, no weapons. And end up shot in the back on the setup. On my mama. My homie Lil Merc got killed by the staff. I don't really consider the staff inside of a institution, police. But it crossed my mind at the time. They got Blackout. And then they got the nerve to have a Blue Lives Matter march in Vegas, right when all this is going down, when everybody is united under the umbrella of Black Lives Matter. And blue lives definitely are not on the table as mattering right now, when they're the ones responsible for making it evident that black lives have not mattered in America for all this time. So nobody is going to be speaking up on behalf of blue lives at this point other than outright racist. Because it's been established over and over again that this phrase, Black Lives Matter, does not denote or equate to meaning that any other life does not matter. It only means that, hey, we realize that all life matters, but it seems like in general, it's not understood that ours does too. So when we say Black Lives Matter, it means also Black Lives Matter too. So we already know it's well established that lives matter. America has deemed the life of dogs over the lives of black Americans. Michael Vick served time on behalf of dead dogs. And we've seen so many officers murder our people unarmed and go home. Like and they all have the same built-in phrase, fear for my life, thought he had a. Fear for my life, thought he had a. Like, we too dumb to realize, which I'm not saying we are, it's like they're assuming we too dumb to realize y'all done had a meeting somewhere and told them, if you find yourself in a situation, this is all you have to say. We are aware. We know it's no coincidence they keep coming up with the same little phrase. Oh, my mama. Hey, whoever that is, D Money Ali, you like, see, that's why I don't look at the comments. Cause something like that'll throw me way off. Oh, my mama. What you talking about? Ask me about a whole nother, that's crazy. That's all right, though, but that's my fault, because I'm the one that paid attention to it, though. And the march is scheduled for June 13th. Oh, the Blue Lives March. Blue Lives Matter. Is it the actual officers, or is it just citizens on behalf of the officers? And this is where I feel like every black officer should call off, not be there. And any officer that stands with the Black Lives Matter movement should not participate, because it's a slap in the face of the movement. It just is. Sometimes somebody has to be the bigger man, and when we've been victimized over and over again, we are looking for America to be the bigger man, show some sense of compassion and responsibility, and for a police force to come with Blue Lives Matter versus doing what they ceremonially do when they lose one amongst them. It is not time to personalize the police force. They're making it personal, and that has been the problem. They defend each other as if their job is a personal investment instead of a public civil service. East up, stay strong. On my mama, simply marvelous. I appreciate you. East the deal, Foolie. It's crazy. They really taking it personal. It hurts their feelings that our feelings are hurt, and that the world in unison is trying to contribute toward our healing. It hurts their feelings. They chose this as an occupation, to be a part of an institution. Now, they have what they say, one bad apple don't ruin the bunch. However, whenever you guys have a bad apple, I've never seen an officer upset enough to deal with it. I mean, outside of these riots here, where I've seen the black lady check the officers and all that, the problem is, through the years, there's always an innocent black victim being murdered by what you would consider one bad apple in a bunch, while other apples sit around and watch, who are supposedly, they're so in the Blue Lives Matter, into what they have sworn to be in protecting lives. I don't understand how they can watch a cop murder somebody without flipping on him and protecting that life. Like, that uniform is real powerful. It seems like it's more powerful than a military uniform on how it manipulates their mind frame, as if these people don't realize when they take their uniform off, they're human. And if at the wrong moment, at the wrong time, without being able to explain themselves, they can get the same issue that they dishing out. It's crazy to me. Oh, my mama. It blows my mind. It's crazy you saying this. A while back, I don't know if you all remember, YouTube and Google was changing. Well, that's because I did it, and now I'm doing a lot with apps, but I don't. I won't do that again. I mean, like, I'm not going to say it should be no police working for it. No blacks working for the police. We have to have a presence, but what I'm saying is they cannot turn blue. When there's an imbalance, you want the blacks there to provide a balance, not for them to get in there and get so caught up into the code of that uniform that they forget who they are. That their cousins, nephews, children are black and they aren't officers, and as they encounter the world in general, they get the issue that the regular black get. How do they forget that? So at a time when everybody's in unison with Black Lives Matter, when Amazon, shout out to the owner of Amazon, because he came under fire for posting Black Lives Matter on their website. Some arrogant, privileged Caucasian made it their business to get on this post and say how appalled and offended he was or she was that Amazon would put Black Lives Matter up there when all lives matter. And he responded quite eloquently with a response, letting them know why we're saying all Black Lives Matter. I don't know if I said it here before, but it's just, I've seen, I'm not gonna act like I'm the creator of this metaphor, but this pretty much sums it up to me, and I saw this online somewhere. It's like being on a block and your house is burning down, the only house on the whole street burning down, and you want the firemen to come put the water on your house because your house is burning down, but here it is, your neighbor coming out talking about, well, all these houses on the block matter. And that's pretty much how the owner of Amazon summed it up and said he will continue to stand with the Black Lives Matter. It's crazy because when they petition for cruelty against animals and their lives not being respected, then they don't up a whole nother, rather species of animal, or maybe we should probably start showing up at the animal rallies with the Black Lives Matter push. Because that seemed like a police would kill you behind one of them dogs, but then turn around and kill your brethren over and over again, and then the other police would stand there and watch him do it and not protect you as a citizen as he has sworn to do, because this dude has on a uniform even though he is obviously disregarding every law that he was sworn to uphold. And he will allow your life to be taken for some type of bond they have that we don't know about, y'all. And then, if by chance in the process of all this going on, one of them lose their life, they come in with a Blue Lives Matter movement. That is almost a declaration of war to people who are being engaged and involved, for most part, peaceful protesting, if you do the numbers. And now you coming with Blue Lives Matter at a time where it seemed like everything was getting to be kind of like calm down. That's crazy. I wonder how much they wanted to calm down. I don't know. Yeah, you're right, the police been a gang. I gotta go to court in August, I think it is. But I'm not glad, but in light of all these new developments, I sure want to see what kind of action I get, the way I was profiled and tripped on for no reason. Oh, my mama, they need to just throw that out. There should be a letter coming before. Oh, my mama. I don't be glorifying nothing. I just be remembering how it was, when it was, where I was. I was on the east side, the Loc EP. I remember. On the turf, Lil Box and Lil Murk. Not a gang of birds, but the third served the Lil work. Sticky shit, every time he lit his big. Politicking with his clique, trying to hit the biggest lick. Problem with the hood, we gon' have to see to that. It was Baby Jinx, Tiny D, me and Black. To be from EC, can't explain how it felt to me. Lil BT nicknamed himself Looney. With big wine on the 5, getting hella faded. Heard that nigga ain't survived, so we celebrated. On a mission with the homies, or if by my lonely. Niggas know me, always got the pistol on me. Shot his way on the set, they ain't quote him on. Never lied, every lyric you can quote him on. Diamond shining, rhyming with my rollie on. Money long, kinda like a Coleon.
I remember when the nigga first got turned out. I remember crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. Now niggas only know about this whole game. I remember when the nigga first got turned out. I remember crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. I remember.
My mama, some shit you just can't forget. Like some of the young niggas used to claim to set. Same time, some of the homies used to bang young. To this day, me and Herb trade the same guns. East side, niggas know about that 7 gang. Central to San Pedro, sold up on everything. You ain't heard, 93rd to the sin. Ain't nothing new, neighborhood, just what it been. All the Sherm homies hitting in the hood. Fuck the function off soon to get to getting good. Party ain't a party without a little drama. In the parking lot hollering at Lil Mama. Say my name next to Johnny Ray, Baby Dre. Soul 1 and 2, Big Snake from 88th. For death though, I die for I surrender.
Shit was evil on the east side, I
I remember when the nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. Now niggas only know about this whole game. I remember when the nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. I remember.
Baymax business.
Mama, that's how it been though, D-Field. I remember. Yeah, when they got at me, I had made the sergeant come out and all that. My whole thing was racial profile. The brother George Floyd hadn't passed yet, but I'm like getting at him like sternly and firmly. And then when the sergeant came out, she was on the same BS the deputies was on, but at least I was going through the process of resisting and not trying to cooperate with how they was getting at me for nothing. They didn't want to see no license, no registration, no insurance, which I had all three. And then, so they want to just come out, grab you out the car, make you be satisfied with that over what they say is tinted windows, which would roll down, like where it's not an issue. But that was BS anyway on my mama. But I'm like, okay, I'm talking about the sheriffs. I'm going like, I'm headed west, bam. I'm going west up the boulevard. Boom. I see them going east. I see them like, they don't see me see them. They think they low key. They bust a U-turn. They in an SUV. They bust a U-turn. After they pass me, and they get in traffic. Like I see them get at the car behind me. Like when the light turned green, I'm at the light now. They like when the light turned green, let us get in front of you. Well, I seen them get at him like that. So bam. Soon as the light turned green, I smash out. They get on me. But I seen them do the whole U and all that. So they was just thirsty on some BS. I know what it was. They just seen the braids. I was kind of low in the seat. Oh, my mama. But when they get up on me, there's no procedure. Just open the door. You on probation? No. You got warrants? No. But you still opening my door. I had a little bit of weed. They trying to blame it on the weed. Like, that's weak. But Victor up in here? I know Vic ain't up in here. If you don't knock it off. I called his phone too. Somebody answered. I thought it was him, but it wasn't. I was like, Vic? And I don't know. They won't never answer from the number. I had to call block. Nah, Yummy ain't gone nowhere. Not as more recently than Vic, if she did. I hope Vic all right. Oh, my mama. Oh, we don't know. He been MIA for a while now. Mama. If you call that phone, it's still his voice on the voicemail. I don't know. It ain't like him not to tap in. Just to be keeping it Google, I would only imagine jail, dead of jail. So I'm just gonna hope at this point it's jail. That's it. It's all I could imagine. I wouldn't even know how nobody would ever let us know if it was anything else. I can't imagine he just being, I just don't know. Oh, God. Oh, my mama. I don't even know how to guess. But I don't even know. I done lost so far track of time. I don't know if we been overtime or how long have we been on here, y'all? Do anybody know? Let me see if I can scroll up and see. What time we started? No, it's been an hour. Bro, we ain't on that, Raymond Torres. You up out of here with that one. I'm going to get the message out of here. But anything you add to that type of, you say in that scenario, you'll be by, bro. You missing the whole point. We ain't on that already. We ain't on that. We on Black Lives. We in the black box. You just don't get it. Okay, I figured it was. I had lost all track of time. Now I got the mic spinner. Look, now I ain't never did that. I'm turning the key number and all that. Ozium, much love. Shout out Ozium. All right, shout out Ozium. What Ozium on? Yeah, Black Lives Matter, homie. You missing the whole point. You missing the whole point. You in the wrong place to try to push whatever you trying to push. Wasting your time typing it. Some more pop up. You gonna get zapped. You don't care, but that's what it is around here. You can go push that rhetoric elsewhere with that propaganda. We ain't tripping. Oh, my mama. No, it ain't a new mic. It's just a new way of having it mounted. It's not in the mount that it came in, and now it's like, it's on something else. You right, Lauren. You right. I think a collective call for the murders of Tamir Rice and some of the other recent slain by the officers. There's no statute of limitations for murder in America. I think we still need to see some more charges being brought to some more officers. Oh, my mama. So other than that, reparations is a word that I support. I'm not here to add to the confusion. When I see somebody way out of pocket with the cause, I speak, because that allowing that voice to permeate without anything to challenge it could be more damaging than being caught up in challenging someone who's supposedly on the other side. No one, I don't care how much progress we think we're seeing, can't get too excited and think that we're going to see a certain amount in a too short a time. We got to be in for the long haul. It's still a marathon, y'all. A marathon relay. Oh, my mama. Yeah, see, we need all that type. But even that one, there's still some suspicion behind that. Like my cousin, Martrice Richardson, she came up missing and then deceased shortly after being released from police custody with not much explanation at all. There was a settlement reached in a situation which, of course, is some type of declaration of responsibility on behalf of the police department. So that's like the young man that was rolled up in the mats. But I'm talking about some of these situations, God bless both of them, that are caught on camera, where it's like just as obvious as George Floyd that these people were murdered and unarmed. These officers need to be charged immediately. These other ones should definitely be under investigation. But those type of scenarios, I think they should be tended to immediately. I don't see what the wait is for. All the officers, they know where everyone's located. All they got to do is go do their job, scoop them up, charge them. It's crazy how all of a sudden when officers start going to jail for murder, even though it might be millions or hundreds of thousands, they got bails. Most people I know go to jail for murder don't get no bail. Oh, my mama. But yeah, we in America, it's a cold fight, because what y'all don't realize, the majority of the people on their team are not yelling, screaming, they're not wearing sheets, they're really in covert missions. A lot of them might be right there with you holding Black Lives Matter sign and still like have a sense of appropriation and privilege and supremacy over you. It's natural. So everybody that looks like us have to learn to internalize our experience, stay focused. It's a daily thing that we have to start seeing manifest in almost everything we do. It can't be a time to get radical or a time to get conscious. We have to attempt to be as conscious and as aware and as focused on affecting change on a very, very consistent basis as a collective. But you see, let's not forget how effective them Haitians was. When they say Blackout Tuesday, it ain't gonna hurt you. The Blackout Tuesday to be far more effective if everyone of our type that are on there all the time, if everybody participate, along with those who are not of our type that are in support that are participating, we can make a wave. Love y'all, my mama.
My mom always says that I have an old soul. Whatever that means. She says that while other kids worry about toys, I worry about helping those in need. I guess that's true, but I still love toys too. I think what makes me different from other kids is that I'm Riley and they're not. The end.
Neighborhood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that. Yeah, Neighborhood Nip Hustle. Giving a shout out right now to SPI in the streets, my nigga Spotter Low, y'all already know what it is. Schwarzenegger. Oh yeah, and don't forget to check my website out too. NipseyHustle.com.
Streets.net. Shout out my nigga SPI. Gotta get back in and do it again. My nigga Roy.
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially in his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, you know, what we trying to solve involved?
Yeah. Family broken, so I stand with my niggas. Showed up to every shootout, but I ran for my feelings. Time for those, I got a plan to get millions. Whoever don't agree, I see you back at the buildings. That's why I never let y'all act like a victim. That's why I never let y'all kill my ambition. You wasn't built for the mission. Park my cutlass in the back of the village. Remember Tony started washing them dishes. It was all a decision. Fast died, he took a part of me with him. Heart broken like my artery missing. Just fuck all of you niggas. Team broke, they can't harvest you, nigga. Swore shit, it got a heart to it, nigga.
I used to know you won't go fold 'em. I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Nigga, get it, don't wear the crown right. And if it been feeling like what it sound like. Now my life was a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it. My life built on damage, can't understand it, can't call family, no. Got crossed by my closest, I ain't gon' show too much emotion, no. Look on my phone, I pick her right away. I know I'm living wrong, but it's the right way. I was too busy trying to get heavy, I was lightweight. A lot of niggas that came in with me on my side today. I been trying to leave some of these songs in case I die today. Every time I need something lean on, I drank that spot away. So it don't feel how it feels to me. Cause I've been through it and it did what it did to me. I trusted you and that was big for me. This my little partner, you do that big for me. And I ain't never jumped in my feelings, I used to know you wanna fold 'em. I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Nigga, to get it, don't wear the crown right. And if it been feeling like what it sound like. All my life was a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it.
Mathematical mogul, marathoning, making moves, taking the heartbreaking news, made major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, they confused. Waking up, shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fools. Chosen child from the now down, stakes is huge. Snakes and fakes straddling the gate, it's too late to choose. Through violent visions gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, suede Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generations, you never save me on my babies. Most beautiful gift Pluto ever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides price? I couldn't view the slides twice, cause they crucified Christ.
I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Get it, don't wear the crown right. And if it be feeling like what it sound like. Now my life is a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complaining about it. I just can't never feel the same about it. My life built on damage, can't understand it, can't call family, no. Got crossed by my closest, I ain't gon' show too much emotion, no. My little one call my phone, I pick her right away. I know I'm living wrong if it's the right way. I was too busy trying to get heavy, I was lightweight. A lot of niggas that came in with me ain't on my side today. I been trying to live with some of these songs in case I die today. Every time I need something lean on, I drink that spot away. So it don't feel how it feels to me. Cause I've been through it and it did what it did to me. I trusted you and that was big from me. This my little partner, you do that big for me. And I ain't never jumped in my feelings, I used to know you want no photo. I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through.